Hello, everyone. Welcome to Poetry in the Brew. Give yourselves a hand for coming out tonight. This show is what you make it. Thank you for making it. We have our feature Brandon Long in the house. Oh, wow. I'm your host, Christine Hall. We've been here 11 years. We are so grateful to the crew at Portland Brew East. They stay open late just for us. So make sure you tip them very generously. Enjoy those drinks and snacks. And if you can throw in $5, it's just a suggested cover toward our expenses. If not, no shame. We are very happy to have you here. And we're going to get things started off right with our first speaker on the open mic, Billy H.
If you haven't heard Brandon, you're in for a treat. As Mary Beth and I say, he's come farther, faster than any poet we think we've ever seen. So you really, really are in for a treat. But when I think about poets, you know, I can't disassociate poetry from dreams, because poets are by nature dreamers. And Robinson Jeffers, the poet, says that all poems are dreamscapes. And he says of the dreamscape that inspired his poem Roan Stallion, humanity is the mold to break. It is the crust to break through, the coal to break into fire, the atom to be split, where wild loves leap over walls of nature and visions fool man out of his limits. Jimi Hendrix said, one of these days I'm going to astral project myself up into the skies. I'm going to the moon and the stars because I want to fly and see what's up there. You see, poets ascend Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven. The journey begins overnight, but it proceeds incessantly, one dream at a time. We are the stuff dreams are made of. Shakespeare said that somewhere. So it's all inside our heads, not just up there in the air. Dr. Freud said they're the key that unlocks the eyes of the blind. And I'm searching for wisdom, one dream at a time. I'm minding my own business, making my business my mind. Digging deep in my psyche, one dream at a time. They say the left brain thinks in words and the right brain thinks in pictures. So when I'm asleep and dreaming, my images are richer. Santana says in the dark is where souls rise and shine, because the invisible is revealed one dream at a time. William Blake said some of his greatest lines came from learning to write poems one dream at a time.
Keep it going for Billy H. Oh, gorgeous, powerful work. Thank you for that strong open. We now welcome back and thank you so much, Laurie Todd.
Seeing the Tomato Arts Festival events going on, and the tomato being the unifier. These points have come to me at a time when, I was divided and split and angry and hurt, and they helped unify all the parts of myself. So I really appreciate the tomato. Mm-hmm. Steeples and telescopes both point to the sky. to deep within the heavens, their truths exposed there in lace. Have y'all seen pictures recently from the James Webb Space Telescope? So pretty. That thing is 1,000,000 miles away from our planet. And it's capturing images that are 13 billion years old, because that's how long it takes for the light from those stars to travel at 186,000 miles per second and get to the lens. It's really beyond my mind. When we open our minds and ourselves to the enormity of it all, what we're doing is opening up our lives to new experiences. The majesty of space is life's gift to us, whispered to us in soundless waves. Love is in the sky's magnetic care, catching us when we let it. Let it, and we have the truest, bluest friend for life. Deep, dark silence surrounds our spacecrafts in flight. Observation of this experience is so profound that we may not want to disturb the sight with speech. That same silence found in space encompasses us too, as we embody its deep, dark peace. Taking in the quiet, we gradually transform ourselves to this reality, becoming deeply one with the silence. Anchor to the truth now. Silence, not to some addiction. I woke to the sound of truth. Silence. Love.
Laurie Todd, thank you. Oh, that was extraordinary presence and poetry. So good to hear you. Thank you. Ooh, oh, y'all, fantastic. I am thrilled to hear our next poet, who we may get to hear a little more from in the feature capacity come September. Wouldn't that be exciting? Please welcome now, Jame.
Thank you. My name is Jame. Some people go by Jame Spoken, but I just like Jame. It's real simple. I got two pieces I'm gonna do. This first one is called Magic. Y'all can hear me because I'm gonna get loud, so I need to see how far I need to be. This is good. I looked up into the sky to remember the position the stars were in the night your aura found me bleeding. The alignment to my heart's beating. This moment felt like magic, and my ego wanted to snatch it and ID my infinite needs and possibly say magic was not real. But the subconscious of my sight could not ignore how I feel. My frontal lobe would not let me front to you. I just wanted to disappear and float on words that grasp the climax of words I needed to explain why I was here. I don't believe in coincidences, like the spirit was calling me near, like I need down to see how down I needed to be just so that magic could appear. I was strangling the love out of close, wanting love but dreading it. Don't you dare hold me. I am afraid of one. I'm afraid that heat goes off like the days when the only heat we had was stove on, so I turned off what I couldn't keep on, and I couldn't keep on loving him. And it's cliche to say I never really loved another. Just got undercover for maybes. I'll find a place that don't feel like I'm hiding. The time be ticking down, bomb drops a boom. This ain't it. This ain't love. This ain't wet enough to warm him, wet enough to warm him. That love is coming to swallow you. Don't you know we afraid of vulnerable shit? That's why we think being naked is sin. Contrary, it's the opposite. Sin is to cover up a precious body to rather not expose that love hat is told. Now we charge toes to cross us. Industrialized taxing to add barriers to freedom, to autonomy. Now we are barricade our lives from stretching, afraid to run the marathon. Love is just a race we all wish to win, but it's not willing to lose for, not willing to put the time in and train for, not willing to climb. We stopped climbing love's ladder at the first wrong entry. Now we don't love for real. We just get close enough, like how I'm making you feel close to the pain in these words without truly letting you in. Love is the access key, but we keep going against the program, only hoping to malfunction. We dare not let anyone learn us to reprogram this dysfunction. This is a diss to the term I love you, but I just can't seem to love. And I have to ask myself, am I worth the risk of love, or is magic not real? And that's that piece. End it on this last piece. It's just about womanhood. You know, we love women, right? We love women. I love women. I'm pro women. This is the woman that he mean hate a woman's club. Okay. But it's just about, I wrote this poem and it really means a lot to me because I was in a space where I feel like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a woman, but every woman is not the same. And sometimes they want to put us all in a box and think that we're all supposed to behave a certain way. But we have to celebrate our individuality. A deep reflection had me asking myself, am I angry? Most days I laugh my pain away and I can't remember the last time I lashed out. So it can't be anger. Maybe a misguided turn led me to lead in my masculinity. Because the only times I feel feminine is when he's fucking me, but is that a narrow view of womanhood? They always say I lack femininity, and it's starting to have me question my gender identity. Like, am I made for women? Because I only feel safe with women. And I remember as a kid when a man broke a part of me that was intimate, I had to cover my tears and build back my strength. And maybe my root chakra was blocked at that moment, cracked in fear. So when they joke about me not knowing how to be woman, not knowing the feeling of your womanhood being stripped from you, your most vulnerable essence being took from you. So to protect yourself is all I know. And I made a promise that I would never let another violate. So I found healing in my voice. So I'm direct as fuck. So there will never be a chance to misunderstand your hand in a place. I said no, and I hate gender roles. Like, men are the only ones who get to yell when they're passionate. That don't make me less of a woman because my voice is not gentle. And I like to make my own choices because all I was ever left with was to make my own choices. So when they say, why are you masculine? I said, I didn't know strength had an identity. I didn't get to choose. And to be quite frank, I'm a real fucking lady. I love from a sincere place. Everyone that has ever been around me has been taken care of. I'm passionate and caring. I'm gonna fuck you good. Make sure you eat. And if you ever need to talk, there will always be a seat at my table. But that's the irony of being complex. Because I never told a nigga that he was a bitch for showing emotion, but I'm always judged for showing aggression. See, survival will turn you into a motherfucker fighter. And to be quite honest, I'm just a lioness. Still woman at best, not woman less. So I'm done defending myself to those who can't accept that all women are not delicate flowers. Some are the roses who grew from the concrete, but still woman. And that's that piece. Thank you. I just recently released a book. It is called Emerging, and I also have like some clothes from my brand, which they say it's Underdog. So if you guys want to purchase a book or anything, I have some in my bag after the show. Thank you.
More for Jam. Thank you. Oh my gosh. I cannot wait to hear more from you next month. Y'all make sure you come back for that. Whew. Next. Oh my goodness, our next poet. Very grateful. We have this one. Also, a judge for the Tomato Haiku Fest, which went down today. We were over there at the Tomato Fest announcing those winners. This one helped us choose them. What a delight. As a poet and a person, please welcome Black Widow.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Black Widow. I'm a spoken word artist from Franklin, Tennessee, also the creator of the Prodigal Poets. We have a callback. It goes, go poet, and you say flow it. Go poet. Flow it. Go poet. Flow it. Silent raindrops fell like tears outside the castle. I'm aching for you. Whisper away my anxieties. Imagine hearing you in my head. Darkness consumes, fire burning, foggy fumes, Thoughts of a better life cracking through my skin. Experiences I want to have more. They're talking about me. Town people knocking at the door, not understanding my needs aren't that demanding. Looking on to broader horizons. People try to kill what they do not know. Also try to bring back alive something that had died. Don't create me, make me feel so real, then turn your scared head. I'm undaunted. I wasn't the one that wanted to be brought back, haunted. Not like this. Now they wonder about how I act. This isn't what I thought. Can't blame me for how I react. Your experiment was unsuccessfully simulated. Still some unconscious flesh not stimulated. This operation not quite like the illustration. Raised from the dead. There are crevices in my soul that can't be sealed with a kiss. Mended memories of my past remain. This new life is just not right. What others experience is just not the same. Raised up with the tragic lightning, my appearance now very frightening. Who could love such sorrow creatures with bloody, messy features, just painfully stitched together? Is there someone out there like me? Finding them would calm my fears. Wishing with these franken tears, just hoping and dreaming. Sometimes I'm concerned, will I ever really learn? I'm just a zombie walking, limping to the side, still talking about this strange new world. Inside, internally perturbed, unsettled, and just disturbed. Thank you all so much. That piece I wrote is about Frankenstein, and it's also about how I related to him with what I went through beating stage 3 breast cancer. Thank you. This next piece is one of my favorites called Bewitched. It is about witches, and it's very magical and enchanting. Bewitched. Fear not the witches, but those that burn them alive. Jealous of them taking power from the earth without poisoning the soil. More entertaining being a magical enchantress than the helpless princess who couldn't toil. Although alone, talking to animals, widowed with no children. However, embodied with the power of a sorceress. Call me a necromancer. Watch me sparkle outside with pride. Curious on how I dress. It's the true me, not to impress. The words I write, wanting to gain some insight. Asking me if I might be a complex hex. Left you perplexed. They tried to drown us while worshiping God. Will not be put down. Head held high with a flower crown. Dancing under the pale moonlight with those that fill my heart. Prodigal poet tribe, giving me the strength to keep on. Can you hear this enchanting song? Insides formed from the sands, melted together from when I was scorched at the stake, from those that wanted to take. Bewitched wounds sewn together with dark thread, she devil stitched, made a new life for myself while embracing haunting nightmares. Will you wake up scared of what you did? It will not be hid. Come for me again. Hear sounds of a screaming woman that can't be submerged. Shadows cast of the southern skinwalkers from the woods emerged. Just misunderstood. Moonlights of those eyes. Glow in the dark battle axe. Arrows of defense. It all makes sense. Such a sight to be seen. From the darkness emerges the queen. Let those realize inside the past storybooks all have lies. This world is full of monsters with friendly, judgmental faces that go to church on Sundays. And there are colorful haired angels with tattoos and scars, wearing eclectic clothes, gravitating close to those. This may be the day that you learn. I'm the descendant of the witch you weren't able to burn. Thank you all so much. You can follow me at Black Widow Poet on Instagram, Black Widow Poetry on Facebook, also Prodigal Poets. I do have a book out called Kaleidoscope. It's on Amazon and Barnes & Noble websites. Peace, love, and poetry.
Woo, Black Widow! It's so good to have the Prodigal Poets in the house. And I am also thrilled to welcome back this next speaker to our mic. Thank you so much, Landry Butler.
This is great. I get to be up here with all these wonderful poets. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much. How's everybody doing? Having a good time? Yeah. Me too, me too. I got a couple of pieces. This one's called How We Got Here. In 1619, we took a little trip across the Atlantic in the belly of a ship. Our friends and families, we left them all behind as we sailed across the river to the land of Clementine. Well, they beat us bloody and they put us in the field picking cotton and such for their economic yield. They changed our religion, they changed our names, but they couldn't kill our spirit or extinguish our flames. Our wives and daughters were pillaged and abused. Our children were raised up in the shadow of a noose. When they threw a lynching party, we all ran the other way, chased by them OG terrorists, the KKK. Yeah, they beat us bloody and they put us in the field, picking cotton and such for their economic yield. They told us God had set this as our fate, and we should do our part to make this country great. And how great is a country without the ones that build it? How great could we be if we could all be free? In 1919, the women got the vote and they lit their freedom torches out in public for a smoke. 10 years later, we were still out on the line, sharecropping, dirt farming, and barely making a dime. They worked us all day, they worked us all night, they sent us overseas, another war to fight. When we got back home, they still called us words that start with N, but they couldn't kill our spirits or destroy us from within. It was a long, hot summer. People blew their top, said this life of oppression must come to a stop. So they fought the man in the only way they could, and the man dropped a bomb in the middle of the hood. Well, they beat us all bloody and they put us in the field, picking cotton and such for their economic yield. They changed our religion, they changed our names, but they won't kill our spirit or extinguish our flame. Hey. Woo! Thank you. One more. This is about my girlfriend who is very sad. I got a girlfriend who's always sad because she knows the truth and she feels bad. She knows we're all dying, most already dead, and she knows the reason. She knows the reason. I got a girlfriend who's always happy. She's got a boyfriend who's always sad. He is one sad brother. Yes, he is. Because he knows the reason. He knows the reason. She's so sad. She's my sad girlfriend. She's so sad. She's my sad girlfriend. She is so sad. She's my sad girlfriend. My sad girlfriend is so sad. I got a girlfriend who won't let me touch her. She is just not into that. She stood me up 3 times last week, but I know the reason. I know the reason. I got a girlfriend whose girlfriend believes that one day we will all just get along and be happy. You know that's never going to happen, right? And you know the reason. You know the reason. She's so sad. She's my sad girlfriend. She is so sad. She's my sad girlfriend. She is so sad. My sad girlfriend is so sad. And yeah, we got our dreams and we got our goals, but the world keeps grinding us down, burning our candles at both ends. It's a meltdown. She's so sad. She's my sad girlfriend. She is so sad. She's my sad girlfriend. She is so fucking sad. Even sadder than that. My sad girlfriend is so sad. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming out. Christine, you're awesome.
These are functional. We've also got the folding ones, but anybody who wants a chair, grab one, throw it somewhere. They're kind of nasty, I'm gonna be real with you. Well, you can use the tomato bag. Let's do that. Hi. Are they? That's kind of wobbly. Okay, so let's not use these. Let's use the folding ones. Grab the folding ones. If you don't want to.
This one's a little risky.
Okay, so let's put these over here. The folding ones are good. Once upon a time, we kept hundreds of people in here before the pandemic. But our extra chairs have been up since then, but we got them. So glad y'all are here. Thank you, Bratton. All right.
Where do you think is the best place to?
Wherever you want. It's a community event. Y'all give yourselves another round. Landry. Woo! All right. There's some good spot like right here too. It's okay if you're in front of the list. That's fine. Okay. You're packing a bit around. Cool. All right. We have a very full list. So what I'm going to say is let's do our very best to be respectful of the time. Everybody's doing great. I just want to say let's keep that in mind because we really want to hear from everyone. And we are really excited to hear from our feature at the end of the night. Y'all are amazing. This next poet actually placed an honorable mention in the Haiku Fest, the Tomato Haiku Fest. So super excited to hear you live. Please welcome and thank you, Bliss Button-Hale.
Hello. This piece is called In My Feels. Sometimes it feels bad. Sometimes it gets out of hand. I get burnt out with running around, running my mouth, running this town. I mean, the town inside my head, where I win all the arguments and think of perfect comebacks. Back it up. I'll back down. Why am I still just laying around? The day went by, to-do list untouched, eyes dry, face unfazed, but not ready to face consequence. Consequently slipping away, but each morning restarts the day, past fades away only until a memory in the form of a wooden stake pierces my healthy heart, making new spaces, new holes to fill with obsessive productivity that suggests I'm just fine. Lies, a little water in my eyes, I'm fine. I'm just in my feels, not in my zone, but zoning, zooming out far enough to see the bigger picture. Add an Instagram filter, eyes start to drip. A single manicured hand wipes it away. I just need to make it until tomorrow morning. I'll get out of my feels. I can feel it.
Thanks for Bliss Button-Hale. That's the first time on a mic, and it is so good to hear you. Okay, I do believe this is another first timer on this mic, and I'm going to say, I wish I had checked with you beforehand about your last name. I'll give it a shot. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Please welcome and thank you so much, Courtney Bellush. Say it, Courtney. Please welcome Courtney.
Hi, I'm Courtney Bellush. Yeah, the U is confusing. Thank you. Okay. This one's a poem kind of about the first time I had a little conversation with my father, and it was kind of that transition from, I guess, being someone's kid to being like their friend. So, heart open, expanding to let the light in, illuminating the path of evolution, revolution.
reclaim the throne. My father proclaimed, of ancestors with warrior blood in their veins. The same prowess runs through my bloodstream, coursing to each extremity. Refuse to dilute your ecstatic energy, own your worth. Speak clarity. Step into star energy, constellations freckle your skin, radiate with visionary wisdom. You are an heiress to infinite galaxies. Although tectonic plates shift and the rumbles seem unsettling, know you are allowed to stand tall in glory. The ground beneath your feet will honor and support you. Relax into well-deserved, unlimited space. Simply create.
Courtney Bellush, thank you so much. Cool. Oh, it is so good to hear normal voices on our mic, and I just want to welcome you back, and it'd be so good to hear more from all of you, really, and it is wonderful to welcome back our returning favorites. However, this is another first timer on our mic. Extra special warm thank you and hi to Myra's Monarch.
Hello. I'm Myra's Monarch. I'm a member of the Galaxy of Poets. Hello. Proud Poets. Poets Playground. What's up, Rick? I know they heard me freestyle the other night, and I'm pretty sure you probably want to hear that again, but they not. I actually started writing this last night. I am a healthcare worker. I am a CNA. I have experienced a lot. I have a lot of experiences with a lot of different people of all races. And the number one thing that always sticks with me is a lot of people don't check on their family. And so I am the person that is there when they're transitioning or even when they're crying, or, I'm the one that's there to console them, which is a sad thing to experience, but it's something that I'm learning to accept. I used to think that I was like a curse, because I noticed that a lot of patients that I took care of, a lot of them chose to let go and transcend like the end of my shift, or with me sitting by their side. So I had an experience last night, and you can tell when people are ready to die, which is something that's hurtful. But then I was like, I used to think I was the angel of death, because they would want me to stay with them, and I'd just be like, please don't do this tonight. Please don't go, baby. Don't go tonight. Wait till I leave. But it's something that I'm learning to accept, that a lot of people can see your spirit and they can see your heart for who you are. And a lot of times they just want you to be there. They don't want to be alone. So if you have any family members that are in assisted living, rehabs, it won't hurt to just pay them a visit and check on them, because it really counts. And that's what helped people hold on to living their life just a little while longer. So I did write this last night after the experience I had. Have you ever believed before? After finding your loved one on the floor, her only fear was being alone. Just in case it was her time to go, it was me she wanted to be with her most. I stopped questioning if I'm an angel of death and embraced my calling. Anyone that's ready to die never wants me to leave their side. My flesh desires, asking over and over, why? My spirit overpowers and awakens before my eyes. The painful process of death brings on countless questions. Where has your family been? Rehabs and hospitals are high-class prisons a family's go-to when they can't deal with medical shit. There aren't many like me that care about your loved one. cries in the middle of the night for the Creator to let them soar above it. Patients throw themselves out the bed thinking it's a step closer to death. I'm the angel that picks their bodies up and sits patiently next to their bed. I have accepted my calling, humble and honored to have taken care of so many. My relief is to see them go, knowing their fight is over and they may truly rest in peace.
Thank you, Myra's Monarch. Phenomenal. Thank you. Oh, welcome back now. Thank you, David Stroud. Oh. And if anybody needs chair, and if that one's bad, there's right behind you. You can get a better one. Yeah.
These are all picture coins too. Bear with me. There it is. Yeah. All right, this is not the one I wanted to do, but can y'all hear me? Yeah. So some people feel like they know me because they've heard all this poetry I've written. It's about my wife, and we've been married almost 44 years, and it must be love, when you've written over 300 poems about the same person. I wanted to read this other one, maybe I'll come back later. I lost it here somewhere. But this is one. Some of my poems, I borrow lines from other poems. The one I wanted to read, Forevermore, has lines borrowed from 9 of my poems. But I'm going to read this one here. It's my second poem. It's called Better Than Red. It's got a picture of red and pink roses. That's what inspired me. Roses so red, so beautiful unread, like velvet lead, only red. So delightful and softly free, just like my black rose. You are lovely to me. I can always see the love, even when it is overshadowed by something else. You are the only one for me. I don't need a red or pink rose when black is a million times more beautiful. My black rose is beautiful. Sure, reds are beautiful, but black is the color of gorgeous, not only glamorous, but amorous. Black is deeper and richer than any other color. You underscore what true love should be. It's you and me together for always. We are black and white. We were made for each other, just like the letters on this white screen. Reality is extreme. A match made on earth, natural but not from birth. Me and my black rose, we are the ones that love chose.
David Stroud, thank you for that. We next welcome another one of our illustrious judges of the Tomato Art Fest Haiku Contest, a prodigal poet and Wonder Woman Rising, Sara Minges.
Hello, how's everyone doing tonight? So this is actually the 1-year anniversary of my coming to Poetry in the Brew in person. Slumber. Most people don't believe me. Shocked stares follow me. When I say I could slumber and sleep 10 hours on a Tuesday. I've been a mental health advocate, professional mental health worker for 20 years, and a spoken word artist for 15. And sometimes life is heavy. So taking time for myself and relaxing helps me to make sense of all of that. So a couple poems for my latest collection, How to Fight Barbie and Win. Blaming Barbie. Barbie-bred society is the real enemy. Cherishing dolls with tiny waists, perfect skin made of porcelain, wrinkles forbidden, twisted and molded, unrecognizable to real women with real curves. Does anyone here ever compare themselves to Barbie or Ken? I bet there's a lot more of you, or you know someone who has. So this one's for you. No one really wants to be Barbie or Ken, and here's why. Kissing plastic. Real lips will always be better than Barbie. Soft, supple, waiting to be devoured. Kissing plastic will always leave you wanting, wishing for more. Plastic princesses make you do all the work, never reciprocating. So I'm part of the wonderful Prodigal Poets group. I'm so fortunate to be part of that. If you are interested and want to learn more about that, we've got a lot of our gang here tonight. We'd love to talk with you. I always love coming to this event. You can find me on Instagram at Wonder Women Rising or Sara Minges. That's Sara, not Sarah, no H. Minges, E-S, not U-S. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening.
Wonder Woman Rising, Sara Minges. Thank you. We next welcome another new speaker on our mic. The poet has spoken.
Good afternoon, everyone. First, those that go to my school, y'all know what to do. I am. Well, I say it like you mean it. I mean, maybe they don't. Let me get some new students. When I say I am, you guys say purpose. I am. Purpose. I am. Purpose. I am. Purpose. You wake up in the morning, if you feel like you're not, know that you are. So, are there any survivors of childhood trauma?
Yes, I made it.
Absolutely. Any survivors of domestic abuse? Absolutely. To let you know, men go through domestic abuse too. It's not talked about a lot, but we do. But today, all of us as survivors, we are transcending from what our past is. And we are no longer carrying the baggage that someone else gave us. It's time to give it back to them. So this piece, it's called Breaking the Chains. Today, I break the chains. Today, I break the chains over you having control over my heart. Today, I break the chains over me caring about if you are thinking of me or if you even remember me. Oh, I will no longer allow you to control my feelings or my feelings to be hurt by a person that never protected my feelings in the first place. Today is my freedom. And I will let my freedom ring from the mountaintop. I am taking my life back. When our song begins to play, I won't have feelings of anguish, feelings of pain. It will be just another song to me. It won't hold a memory on my membrane. It won't even register on the sound waves of my soul. Today, I let it go. Today, I break the chains. I am no longer a slave to a master that only wants to beat and degrade me. Today, I take the Underground Railroad from a place of pain to a place of joy, never to return ever again. Today is my freedom. Today, I take me back. Never to give you permission to control my strings. I have cut them. I have burned them. No more, I tell you, no more will I stand in front of you and allow you to do the things that you do today. I break the chains. I am breaking free. You no longer have a hold over me. And I am basking in my glory. I have turned my flame up, and it will burn anything that is remotely representing negativity. Today, I break the chains. Today, you are no longer someone I used to be in love with. You are a distant memory that I used to deal with. And my heart breaks no more. My heart breaks no more. My heart breaks no more. Today is my freedom. Thank you guys. You can follow me on Instagram at the poet.has.spoken, and the dots is because I hit the spot surgically with the words. I am also the president of the Galaxy of Poets, which is a mental health platform on Instagram that we do a mental health check-in 3 times a day, 5 times a week, Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m., 1 p.m., and 8 p.m. all Eastern time. So if you ever need a safe space, it is for everyone, every color, no matter what you identify as, no matter what you believe in, we are one. So we have a safe space for you. Thank you.
Most excellent. The poet has spoken. Thank you. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm looking forward to hearing more from you. I know when I get out, I'll find you too. But yes, please, know you are welcome, and it'd be wonderful to have you back. Now we welcome back and thank you, Zach Conley. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes. Oh, sad. Okay, we're gonna hear from Zach in a minute. We get a little bump. Okay. Another first timer on our microphone. Excited and honored to welcome Brianne. Oh, hello and thank you. And please say your last name if you don't mind. Brianne Grebil. Yes. Yay.
Hi, I'm Brianne Grebil. This is actually my first open mic ever. And it has been quite a journey just listening to people. Thank you all for all of your contributions. It's been amazing. So this is a short piece called Wishes, and it is for all of you. I wish for you trust. The kind of trust that takes no effort and requires no convincing. The trust you knew before hurt was personal. Before you decided it was better to be guarded. Before you worried about being fooled. Before you thought the burdens of existence were yours to bear. The kind of trust that lets your soul sigh in affirmation, yes. I wish for you peace. The kind of peace that lives not in the absence of pain, but as the water of its rivers. The peace that seeps into the weight of the world and changes its mass. Changes uncertainty into the steady ground beneath your feet. Changes into the holder of your heartbeat. The kind of peace that keeps you company when you can't find trust. I wish for you delight. The kind of delight that rises and pops into your heart like champagne bubbles. The delight you felt when you realized the power of sunsets. when you recognized everything real lived in a baby's laugh, when you discovered the magic of what was right in front of you, the kind of delight that forms a smile when trust and peace have kissed your cheeks. These are my wishes for you laid at your feet. Please, breathe deep and take them up. Or perhaps I must first wish for you a permeable heart that knows how to let these things in when the world told you they weren't allowed.
Wow, what a first time! Brianne Grebil, thank you! Oh, you make us wanting more. Oh, thank you so much. All right, Zach, are we good? We're good. Zach Conley, welcome back. Thank you.
I wasn't happy with the ending of that one anyway, so I'm going to take this as a sign that the universe wants me to read this one I was toying with here instead. So, very rough draft, so hopefully it's okay. Let me accept the things I cannot change. Let me search for them. Let me walk past the things I can do with just a bit of effort. Let me root around through the things I make excuses for. Let me dig through the things that require time and money and a little more effort. And let me haul it and take it home. And let me take a hammer and a chisel to the stone wrapped around them. The stone that is really the things that other people say cannot be changed because they don't want them to. Let me chisel and polish until the things I cannot change sparkle before me. Let me put them on a shelf in the study for everyone to see. Let me accept the things I cannot change, for the things I cannot change are rare and hard to find.
Oh, Zach Conley, I liked that so much. Thank you. Oh, I love those happenstances that I'm so happy with that. That dreaded and lauded bittersweet. Our next poet is a dear, dear poet on the Nashville poetry scene, beloved by the brew. I heard may have been called by such bright things that he may be wandering away from Nashville. But I thank you for being here, and I welcome now joy and delight, Andrew Dillon!
Thanks, y'all. It's good to be back. I've been writing for a while now, and I've read in a lot of places, but this feels like this is my poetry home, and that's because of all of you. Obviously, you all make this space, but Christine maintains it for us. Please help her out. PayPal, Venmo, the tip bucket over here. Help her out.
Honorariums now, by the way. We also sit downstairs, just so you know.
I have a few short ones. This is part of a series, like most of the poems I write are part of a series. This is called All the Lives I Could Not Live, Karen and Jame, who are my mom and my aunt. All the doctors and nurses drank at Lake Effect. I snuck in with my sister. Me 17, her 15. Tried to order a Diet Coke, but Joey Boquicchio had sidled up, said, "Oh, no, you won't. Make it a rum and Coke." So that's how I started drinking rum. What a subtle power. To declare without doubt, your words carry the weight to move bodies. Inviolate, unquestioned. In what world could I look away? I drank the rum. Jane taps me on the shoulder, points to the window. Richie Amagon is staring at us. Called us both last week. Whichever sister, I guess. He's a stalker, but seems harmless. This is called Apple Juice, and the epigraph is 24 May 2022. All alerts silenced and unsubscribed, yet news of the world still finds me. Today, men allow another serving of children to be pulped for votes. I think I need to cry, and do. Later realize it's a poem, so here we are. It's no use wishing I could go back and murder Reagan at all. Even now, we don't have to live like concrete that soaks up and spits out water until it crumbles. If we get another chance, maybe as radioactive proof octopi, next time let's remember to limit our cities. 200 souls, 1,600 tentacles, max. The number of minds you can trust. 1 million intimate cities, all reaching toward the liquid stars lolling on the ocean dome. Each one names and narrativizes them as flawed, approachable gods. The few merchants trading Escalar and Uni across the drifts share the many myths. We're shocked. We believe them all. And one more. This is called American Condition number 4, which is just the 4th one in the series. And the epigraph is from Diane Seuss. Fascism in America is loud. But noise-canceling headphones are cheap these days, even USB-C ones. Wirecutter points me to an Anchor set on Amazon for $70 with features comparable to a $400 pair. Just stroll down Music Row, the airport, even while driving my lightly used EV. I don't have to hear the undercurrent of any inconvenient noise, even the ones I've lived with my whole life. Slowly unearthing, dividing the limestone bed, unpacking the thick red clay our homes were sunk into. I don't even have to see the flags. There are so many deals curated, arriving at my inbox each morning. J.Crew is always 50% off. Yes, fascism, wherever it exists, is loud, but rather than bullets. Born into this age, my life has been chewed up. Busy, busy, busy with the work of consumption.
Let's hear it again for Andrew Dillon. Thank you. Your poetry is palpable, and I don't want to think about how much I'm going to miss you yet. So, I got video though. Okay. What's up is I would like to take a picture of this beautiful crowd with the wide angle lens. One moment, please. Cool. All right, great. I'd like to welcome now another new speaker on our microphone, Elyse Kimmel.
Hi, I'm Elyse. I rarely have a Saturday off, so I'm very happy to be here. And I have 2 pieces for you. Hi. This is allegations. Would you like a side with that, a sidestep, or a slow clap? A standing ovation for what you've done with all that, or maybe just a chance to relapse? On prior decisions that bring you back, a space to escape to, or in the house trapped? Climbing ladders to new levels, mistaking luck for deals with the devil, bringing all that bass but no treble, no cause for this lone rebel. Take time to make time for your mismatched reluctancy, to excel in the daytime or become a night walker. The ideal fantasy will never be ya. Cravings resist satisfaction, silly mistakes divulge your biggest infractions. It's reminiscent of the strongest contractions, pain laces through your system. This intricate contraption is unsubstantial sin soul, but bold and in control, an interaction of entrapment. No explanation to explain shit or deep inhales to remain lit, just ever-enhancing, demanding, pinpointing perceptions of planning. Lately, the lights become dimmer, and those ocean waves that I crave assume I'm a poor swimmer. The truth is unknown, but I'll hold my breath till I'm blue, even though every breath tells me it's true. Rarely does reality allow one to exclude the truth behind the mood or attitude toward the room. Because if you don't read it, your niceness equals weakness, and your nervous laugh confuses meekness for those fears lying deepest. And advantage is what's taken from you, as planning is what's preying on you, and trust becomes a dust bulldozing your faith in humanity. So smile and snarl those teeth to the world. We only scratch surfaces, but are each individual icebergs. Some hiding secret desires to conspire against the innocence of a child and never giving it back, but instead gifting flashbacks of life-altering attacks that continue to tax and tax on a once luminescent aura whose colors now fade to black. That act of service turned quick, and if I could relive that night, I'd be more equipped to keep my wits intact, to beat the shit out of you and crash your yellow taxi cab, because you fucked with my peace and forced me to forgive myself for my decision to leave with a literal beast in hopes of arriving home safely. If only my naivety wasn't as strong as my present anxiety, maybe now I'd feel a little bit more like me and not this pretend Elyse. All right, just one more. This is the balance of breath. Rattle my cage and make me seek refuge from the shaking perplexity penetrating my bones. Because when alone, a speck of humanity stands only so tall. Duplicity persuades, the frequency extraordinary. Mysterious notions of this love potion plot to conclude, no matter the devotion. As consciousness and expression veer toward different endings, the truth evades the most clever feline, a curious blend of bitter sweetened spirit diluted by time. Without rhythm, there is no reason, the inevitability of changing seasons, and painful growth, blissful treason infiltrating both. Not uniformly, sporadic at best, love and affection strive to exist. This cruel summer and cold shoulder, but time lost is gained, and pain felt is a restraint on memories. Expectations exist only in the brain. Reality conducts the train with runaway determination toward madness. Let go of beliefs, trust intuition. Why call it living if years reflect only forgiving of aligning stars? Innocence seeking wisdom, potential abounding, ignorance of walls built, paradigms felt. The most satisfying sensation followed by guilt, an absent drip of explanation, eloquent exasperation.
Elyse Kimmel, fantastic, thank you. And yet another new speaker on our microphone. What a night. Please welcome Mojo Miles.
Hello, how you doing? I'm so used to working on Saturdays, but I'm glad I made it. You the one that promoted the flyer. I seen it. And I titled this first piece, Vices. Some little vice mess up their life. The hard head never want to listen to good advice. A bad vice got a price. A device can be similar to dope. Some vices equal prices of people losing hope. Through a battle we cope, we bottled in like pop coke, undiagnosed, unspoken. Now people laughing at things like a joke. Somewhere a freak of tobacco user today saying this will be my last smoke. Someone look on the scale, but junk food sells cheap. A diet cheat, relationship creep, vice can leave you weak. Some beef on the street leads to mistakes. Words worsen, not talking cursing. You can grow, learn from mistakes, be a better version of you. Sometimes a vice leave you not to pursue dreams that can't come true. But be careful what you ask for, because you know what's in store. A war that's inner in, the center of like a nucleus, become ruthless when a bad vice can say deuces. It's okay to say bye-bye. Substance not the only thing to get you high. A lot of us apply energy to being our own worst enemy. Vice, yelling, can't be buying what they selling. Roll out rebellion, vices. That's the first piece. And I titled this second piece and my last piece for today. It's called Hot and Cold. I'm not talking no Katy Perry, but it's hot and cold. The fear of rejection, scared to lose a connection, look in the mirror reflection. Don't want a good thing to be gone when you right and really want to be wrong. With someone you love, you're always not gonna get along. The highs, the lows, the pros, the cons. Argument transfer to no response. Always wanting closure. Asking why something over. So you overthinking, you over smoking, you over drinking. Getting high, trying to stay above, the fear of love, the fear to trust. Let's sit down, discuss. You ever said something important, but you ever felt dismissed? Pretty much this, feeling like your issues don't exist. So list your rules. Love ain't cool nor sweet. That's where agreements got to meet. Love ain't what you post nor tweet. The way you make someone feel and treat the ones you claim. Love, action. I said love, the ones you claim to love. Action should follow. Give them flowers here. Give them flowers while they're here. Why not tomorrow? Because tomorrow isn't promised. Holding your thoughts hostage, it can turn into a mosh pit. Trying to be logical, trying to beat obstacles where everything is hostile. Hot in your cold, your yes and your no, and your out.
Mojo Miles, thank you. Woo! Our next poet is a gifted host in his own right. It is amazing to have him here tonight. Thank you and welcome, Matt Awesome.
How y'all doing tonight? So, I'm Matt Awesome. I do host my own open mic. That's usually on Saturdays from 6 to 7 at Twin Kegs 2, but since they got a bike night going on over there tonight, I figure I'd come here, check it out. So, I'm a part of the Prodigal Poets, and on YouTube, I have my podcast, Dead Inside Podcast. I've gotten like 5 episodes so far. Gina's on episode 2. So I'll do 2 poems tonight. I will. You dug your own grave. No matter how much you try to keep me down, slowly but surely I keep getting up to make sure you pay for the sin so unfathomable. No one's gonna do a damn thing. However, that's gonna change. Change has been in the air for a while. Something changed me within these treacherous times that something didn't know what I'm capable of. Because of that, whoever is in my way isn't safe from the madness. One warning wasn't enough. They asked for more. More hell to be unleashed upon. A hell with no escape. Struggling for guidance, they washed away. Can't say I didn't warn them. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry you all couldn't listen. The writing all over the wretched walls. Are you afraid to live? Live in eternal darkness in which the wicked world we breathe in. Are y'all ready for this new one? Yeah. Some of you heard it if you're at Copper Branch Thursday. So normally every girlfriend I've had, I've written a poem about, right? Except this last one until just recently. And I wrote it 2 hours before the Copper Branch, and I had a couple drinks. So I was like, I need to write a poem about her. So she isn't safe from what I'm about to say. You really thought you had the chance. You really had no chance in hell. Come on. If I really wanted to, I could have been with your kids instead. Speaking of kids, within 2 weeks, you wanted another kid with me, though. Girl, I hardly have time to bone you. What makes you think I'm just going to stay at home when I'm in Nashville married to the stage? Hell, I'm around more poontang than you, yet you get all over some candy ass in my presence. So when I leave, you want to talk. LOL, no wonder you're single with 3 kids. I mean, shit, honestly, I really didn't want to be with you. But you didn't believe me when I say I'm an asshole. when I wear a shirt that proves it. Yet you're just as bad, except I admit I'm a bad, bad man. You silly as hell. Thinking I was into you. You were into me, yet I didn't fall for your tricks. I knew it was a shitstorm as soon as I met you. I just needed something to write about. Because you're just another hoe I've been with. So I'm Matt Awesome. You can follow me at It's Matt Awesome on Instagram and Dead Inside Podcast on YouTube if you want to check it out or be a guest on it. So
That is Matt Awesome. Whew. We are welcoming back now with great thanks, Megan Forbes.
I'm going to put my phone back here. This is going to be the first time I do this without reading it. So thanks to everybody for what you've shared tonight. It's been a really fun night. So, this is a poem just about the friends that make your life really rich. So I have a lot of them in the room tonight. Yeah, it's the best. Great. So this is called Free Write November 24th. I tell my friends I love them like I'm a dying person. And aren't we all? But that's beside the point. Kind of. I tell them when I say hello, I love you. I tell them when we're driving in the car, I love you. I tell them when we're hashing out life, I love you. And fear, I love you. Mistakes, I love you. And big dreams together, I love you. I tell them when they make me laugh so hard my face hurts, I love you. And once more, when we say goodbye, I can hardly temper my urgency when I just have to ask, hey, do you know that I love you? I tell them I love you like I never know if it's the last time I'm going to get to tell them I love you. Like I know that every beautiful day ends and we will walk outdoors and get into cars and we will part ways. And I have to know. I have to know that they know. I love you. I hold their faces and their hands whenever they will let me. I love you. And if there's a time they're in celebration or sorrow and I'm near enough to drive to them, I'll come and sit with them. I love you. I'll let my eyes shine like stars when they win. I love you. And I'll wipe away their tears gently with my thumb for as many and as long as they fall. I love you. I try to listen when they hum or sing when music is playing, or when it's not playing. I love you. I ask them to tell me stories, all kinds of stories of memories of Newtown, Connecticut, or Memphis, Tennessee, or dancing, or first loves, or big mistakes, or Missouri, a place I'm still not even sure exists. I listen when they tell me about their dreams and about their grocery lists. I love you. I want to memorize their voices. I want to hear them tell me with their own words the things that matter to them. I love you. I was 16 when I stood alone at the grave of a friend of mine. I love you. I laid a coral rose beneath her name. I stood in the stark November cold and sobbed. I love you. In my mind's eye, I replayed the last memory I had of her sitting in the bleachers, one row above me, reaching towards me to share a bag of sour jelly beans. Like it was nothing. And I didn't know. I didn't know that it was everything. So, sometimes I look at you and I love you so much that I can't breathe. And each day, I'm trying to do everything I can not to miss a thing. I'm listening to you and seeing you and loving you and thanking God for you and memorizing you, searing your presence into my soul with as much detail as I can muster. Because I know that this life we get to do together, it is all everything. I love you. Do you know? I love you. Thank you.
Wow, 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 Megan Forbes! Next, I'm so happy to welcome back. Thank you, Patrick.
Forgive me, I'm a bit jet lagged right now. I actually flew in back from my latest assignment so I could catch up with my good friend Brandon here for his performance. Coming from the wonderfully humid and sunny state of Florida, I think I lost about 8 pounds in the traverse. Lightness aside, there is no social media, there are no books, there's nothing to monetize off of this. This is simply a passion project. Exercising in a language that is not my mother tongue. Yume, dream. Kame, the energy or love of things. Sujitsu, truth. Nihongo desu ne, otsu de, gosukurashite. Domo arigatou gozaimasu. Oname wa Patrick-san desu ne. That's the language I grew up speaking and being a part of for 12 years. But I am so proud I get to call here home. I have no blood family left, but this is my family. This is my extension. And so through that, we must find ways to express all of that. This is a writing called What Is It to Be Truthful? It can be found in the interwebs. If you type it in, simply called Twitching Mind. It's a podcast where I try to also speak through my speech impediment, which does come out sometimes. So let me be brave, please. What is it to be truthful? Truth is most certainly relative, but honesty might not be. Truth is a fact. Honesty is freedom from deceit. Being honest with yourself and others provides an accurate template in which to know the world, a way to navigate it freely. But it might not be the truth unless others share your perception, and even then. There is a degree in which we think that truth is a product of natural selection, a quality of fitness, but it is not. Truth is expensive energy-wise, as many are aware. Deception can be a survival mechanism, rewarding life and succession to the dishonest. People who strive to be honest feel this. Those who do not, don't. How could we have survived if our perspective was not the truth? Or more concerning, if I can hide my perspective and survive easier and better through variations of untruth, why seek its opposite? There is honesty and effort, and it takes effort to be honest. It is an accurate way of perceiving, but it is not the only way. We miss 70 to 80% of the light spectrum because we lack a sensitivity. Things we can't perceive do not exist to us. Unless we use tools in a way that allow us to view the world differently, seeking new ways in which to see the world is freedom from deceit. This is truth. Truth is the tool. Honesty is the handle, and perception is the blade. Deception is a win-lose scenario whereby even if you win, the loss to others limits your future interactions. Honesty leads to trust. Trust builds relationships, and the community these connections create make the nervous system much more sensitive. A nervous system that reports back an accurate environment responds better and faster. A system that is more connected has a different experience than one that is not. Advice from a trusted source is a type of sensitivity that allows our perception to go beyond our presence. Trust creates superposition, the ability to be in two places at once. The desperate leverage their perception of truth because they are alone. Their nervous system is less complex, less connected. They are concerned with survival only of their organism. Truth is not about survival. It is about experience, about feeling. It is concerned with quality, not quantity. What we tell ourselves is what we tell others. How we deceive others is how we deceive ourselves. Our search for truth isn't in the facts that exist, but the utility of feeling greatly, feeling deeply. Some simply want to survive to live. Others want to live to feel. All of us believe that what we choose is the truth. We all lie, and we all act surprised.
Goodness gracious, Patrick. Woo. Thank you so much for that. Oh, yeah, it's incredible whenever I get to hear you. Thank you. We next welcome to the mic someone I don't think we've heard on this mic. Thank you, House. We know this guy. New name, familiar face. Welcome, House.
Hello. If I told you that we do travel faster than the things that we see, James Webb can already see us when we travel beyond this planet. But I don't want to bring that into focus yet, because I don't want to let you know how awesome we are. Every time you walk by a window, you let the universe know how awesome you are. Whether you're inside or whether you're outside, the reflection you share shares your worth. And don't let anyone tell you you're not worthy, because you are. No matter what anybody's ever done to you, no matter what you thought you've ever done to somebody else, you're worthy. Don't give up on your worth. Stay strong. Worthy. That's what you are.
Keep it going for House. Thank you so much. Excited to welcome our next poet. Thank you, Silence Wordsmith.
Put this to the side too. There we go. Okay. Good evening, poets. So this poem is called Gotten Into Me, and if you listen carefully to the very end, you get to hear my real name. Not sure what woke the sleeping dragon, or who poked the grizzly bear, but it happened. I feel a weight lifting, feel something shifting. No, I can't tell you what has possessed me, but I am sure as shit what has oppressed me. If you were wise, you would forget me, because I really don't think you fucking met me. OMG, what's gotten into me? Spare me the third degree. Maybe I'm off my hinges. Maybe I'm on one of my binges. Another one of my conniptions. Time to increase my prescriptions. When was that pivotal moment? I'm sure I must have known it. Just think. Am I crazy or creative? Just trying to be innovative. Don't you get that? Such poetic profanity. I call it raw humanity. I spout it out so candidly, just living my fantasy. OMG, what's gotten into me? Spare me the third degree. Maybe I'm off my hinges. Maybe I'm on one of my binges. Another one of my conniptions. Time to increase my prescriptions. I open up. 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 I open up to show you who I am. To let you in. What has gotten into Sara Lynn.
Amazing, incredible, fantastic silence, Wordsmith. It feels good like this. This is how we did it at the Art Fest. Oh my goodness. Wow, y'all. We're getting close to the end of the list, though I will say if there's anyone here who isn't on it and would like a word, we want to hear from everybody who would like a turn. We are so grateful that you are here. Here it is. Okay, all right, wonderful. We're also excited for our feature. Getting close. Extra special treat right now, but I think I might put the mic back. Why not? Don't, I'm not putting it back. We got extra comfy time. I'm so glad. I'm so grateful. Welcome back. Thank you, Beth-Marie.
So this first poem I wrote was inspired by a line from Shakespeare, which when I first wrote the title of the poem, I actually quoted wrong. And then there was this huge debate about what the word was, and now I don't actually remember which is correct. So this is, the line was originally either singing or stinging, masons building roofs of gold, referring to bees. So this is a hest for the stinging masons. I'm sorry, I just had a moment, so let me breathe. And I don't have this, so I have to do it from memory. So, all right. Build me a roof of golden cone, a sticky sweet chandelier, a palace with rooms enough for all, walls with a waxy veneer, branches above, clover below, and a hum of wings in between. Teach me the magic by which you fly, and I shall be a queen. Thank you. And the next one I wrote yesterday, but I'm still going to try to do it from memory because it's all about taking risks. You do not know what I have just lost or what I am finding. You have never seen this outfit, and I don't know what book you're reading. The threads of our intertwined lives are pulling, unraveling like the lines of this poem falling out of reach. Maybe you are a magic feather. Never mind. Some things I just can't write about. Thank you.
Yo, that's Beth-Marie. Thank you. Well, I'm a fan and glad to welcome. Thank you, T.C. Smith.
Well, shit, I did not realize it had gotten that far into the show. Hard to follow up after that. If you will permit me, in light of the week that we have witnessed, I would like to spare a moment to get just a tiny bit political and say, oh, it was satisfying to hear about Trump getting raided. And it's awful, but a part of me is just happy that he's not happy because, oh my goodness, it's good to see the hammer of the state come down on someone who has used the hammer of the state on innocence. And, oh, it's just rare to see something that even vaguely resembles justice in this world. So on an unrelated note, I had my first lucid dreaming experience a few days, I don't know when, it was a couple days ago, and I only remember what it was and I don't remember when. So I wrote a poem about that while I was sitting over there. So here goes. For a moment I can tell. The sun is rising. The shadows dance along the water's edge, moving together to the tree line. They'd been hunting me moments before. Survival had seemed so distant, yet I'd done it. We'd done it. Then, as the dawn comes, the dream reveals its true nature. My words to her are, it isn't real. She didn't understand. I stewed in a moment of lucidity. For a second there, I could have wrought anything. Built a world infinitely more real, more understandable than the one of my birth. Then, as greenness returned to the trees and the sky above seemed to blush, the moment passed. And the empty primordial silence, the interminable dreamless sleep from which I have witnessed creation be born, it returned painlessly, and then returned to the familiar heavy awareness to guide me into the stranger part of the day.
Thank you, T.C. Smith. I love learning from you. I also have special love for our next speaker. Please welcome now and thank you, Jeru Hall.
Years, holy. My first poem is about old people. Most old people I know are dickheads. So it's a treat whenever I meet a lovely one. Most of the dickheads have old-fashioned views, and most of the lovely ones feel like family. That doesn't mean my grandparents are nice though. My grandparents that live in Tulsa try to be woke, but just end up being passive-aggressive. They once said something so mean to me that my brain deleted it from my memory. My granny, who lives in Nashville, is as if a person, the embodiment of the saying, "Oh, bless your heart." She says jewelry is for women, while my stepdad is probably one of the most queer men I've ever met. Old people are like aliens, and that really makes sense for my mom's parents. They've done everything, not in a good way, but in a cool way. My grampy is like an extra washed up Mick Jagger, but more narcissistic. He's a pretty wild guy. And my grandmommy is crazy in a good way. Whatever conspiracy theory that's out there, she probably believes in it. But I still love her with all of my heart. My weird side is for sure influenced by her. I'm not going to waste my energy like other people do complaining about Mitch McConnell, but yeah, they suck a lot. All right, this one's to my birth father. This is to the person who is labeled as sperm donor in my phone. He and my mom were in love a long time ago, and they made love and made me. But he thought my mom cheated on him, which I know she would never do. I know in his past relationships, he was definitely traumatized with that, but out of the trauma came my brothers, which I'm grateful for. My first experience with him was him kicking my mom in her pregnant belly that I was in into the car door when she told him to leave because he was terrible to her and my older brother. I met him a few other times throughout the years, and the texts that followed those times usually sound like, "Hey son, no disrespect and all, but if you can't reply to me, you can fuck off like your other brothers. Love, Dad." He gave He gave me the phone numbers of my grandparents, and he said, it's my call to call them. I'm 15 years old, and I'm not the adult in this situation. None of his family were present in my life, and there's always been an open invite for any peaceful interactions. I'm going through a lot of shit right now, and he's just adding on to the huge pile of shit, which is called life. So anyways, here's my poem. It's common for dads to be a piece of shit, but you're definitely the exception. You're a humongous pile of shit. And nothing will ever change that. The amount of anger I have toward you is unbearable to deal with. And the fact that I'm strong enough to turn it into Nirvana, and you can't, is hilarious. You're almost 50 years old, and you're treating a 15-year-old nothing like a father should treat a son. You're the true disappointment to me, my brothers, and my family. Fuck you, Brian. I love that you gave my mom the seed to create me, but I hate you as a person so much. I don't care how much it hurts you, me, or anyone who hears it. I pray you do healing on yourself and not give your pain to anyone anymore. I never want to see you again, even if you've healed yourself completely. If you don't do any healing to yourself, it just proves my point further of how much an asshole you truly are. Suck a couple pimple-covered dicks and glitz. And this last one is about religion. I'd like to call myself agnostic, but it's only because it's scary thinking there's no afterlife. There has to be something up there. But there's definitely something down below. But I'd like to think they're fun. Not me. Most people I've met who calls themselves Buddhists don't seem that Buddhist to me. Most people I've met who calls themselves atheists just like to rebel against their conservative Christian family. Christians are weird people. Some of them seem brainwashed. Some of them are bad people, and the rest are really nice progressive ones. One of my favorite artists of all time once said, "If it brings me to my knees, it's a bad religion." I would agree in the sense that if you're begging for your life on your knees, it's a bad religion. However, as an agnostic man, I pray, whether it's toward God, family, friends, etc. I think if you want something, but you're open-minded enough to be okay with not having it, praying is healthy. I don't do it often, but when I do it, whatever happens to me is always positive. Thank you.
Jeru Hall, thank you so much. I do believe we just have 2 open micers left, and then we will hear from our feature. Oh my goodness, we want to welcome now, thank you so much, Greg Slade.
Hey everybody, thanks for coming out. This is called The Truth About Goldilocks. The power of the truth takes many more names than this. Most often something like the light or fire of a god, which warms you as you draw nearer to it, which leaves you cold when the fires fall into the distance, which would consume you if you came too close, which would begin to blister and burn, finishing to the dust and the wind. But it is not the fire which warms you, not the fire that makes you cool, not the fire that overcomes you, to bathe you in a lake that burns. Eternal things like flames and truth, they do not move. Not in their relation to you. It's a matter of our own condition, our direction, and our position. Pain and pleasure, but a matter of relation, like a moth we are to the flame then. Perhaps the truth must remain somewhat hidden when one would rush to one's death just to feel again. The brightness and the heat's increasing, burning, seeming like some releasing until the light's the only thing you've been seeing, but you've been bleeding from what it is you've been seeking. The fire didn't jump, you ran into it. The light didn't leave, you just increased the space of the split. The truth didn't lie, you only fled for your life from it. When the flames grew again a little too high, and that's fine. One can end only so much truth at any given time, so be glad that the flames don't lurch at you. Be glad you can feel the heat receding. Be glad you are warm. Be sensitive to the cycles repeating. Be glad the heat can leave you leaning. Glad for the light always breathing the same when your eyes turn to see it as it was and will be. It is so that you can know it and not just believe it, that you can live in it, choosing not to leave it. The notion we have of things waxing and waning stems from our movement, not the far out things changing. The truth is the same from what I've seen of its making. It doesn't bless me per se, or make the pain I've been saving. It can feel like a God who has gone away, who deserves all the praise and blame and complaining. But the energy is mine, I feel, coming up. And mine, I feel, that pain has been draining. Not so much instructions as a way of, let's say, navigating. Thank y'all. That's the truth about Goldilocks.
Slade, thank you so much. Yes. Oh, y'all, magnificent. This is the last speaker who's on our list before our feature tonight. Thank you so much and welcome, Spoke.
Hey, how y'all doing? Is everybody doing good? Word. Hey, how you doing, Patrick? How you doing?
You were a feature here way back in the day.
Like 3 years ago?
Something like that.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm part of a poetry corps called Po Boys and Poets. We do open mic shows at the Copper Branch, which is attached to the Nashville Public Library, every second and fourth Thursday at the Copper Branch.
Oh yeah.
Hold on, I got gum in my mouth. I gotta put it in my pocket.
Don't forget to
I realized when I started talking. All right. Okay, I'm gonna just do one piece for you. So, what's it like being the good Negro? I mean, you know, the ones they think all the blacks live vicariously through the major minority, you know, the one who better speak no evil, not because you know better, not because you play congressional musical chairs with very few seats at the table, not because you are few in numbers, not because you carry all the hopes and aspirations of an oppressed people, but because you present the most pivotal question that every soul in America must contemplate to themselves each night before they sleep. Did Kamala Harris wrap her hair at night? Like you think, hey, y'all think Trevor Noah ever read King magazine? Like, is that Jesse Williams or Justin Timberlake? See, these are the most pivotal thoughts that plague the minds of every person in this room, but someone told me that every racial draft takes place in a black woman's womb. And it's like, yo, brothers, we get the first pick every time. And all we got to do is say, in the spirit of Bun B, Big Boy, 3 Stacks, and the late great Pimp C, my sister, I choose you. But there are times where we don't even show up to the draft. And someone else needs to VIP, shoots the club up, making a new child of a miscegenation. So growing up, you're not really sure if the blacks and whites really want to play with you. Hey, yo, by the way, can Sean King say nigga? My bad. Such a quadroon of a question. I heard being black was like diluting in a melting pot society where we are shown happy slaves in the flick, smiling, going overboard with Sambo jokes, Keegan Michael Key. Well, tell them that though I never seen a happy slave, I did see Get Out. I notice it's always crazy. These white folks going overboard with their teeth parties. I'm feeling scared, man. I'm scared. But it's cool though. I mean, you could be one of the brothers that hold his pinky when he be sipping, or if you're just holding fists like it's something different. Yeah, you could be light-skinned, the most criticized and eclectic, or you could be dark-skinned, the most desired and disrespected. I mean, don't you get it? I mean, would you rather be in the field fighting for your life with no protection, or would you rather be in Madison's bed against your will, giving it up with no protection? I mean, come on, you know the game and how it goes. We them happy slaves just trying to get chose. I heard they say free to make free, so nigga get chose. They say you gotta build your confidence, build your mind, build your pride, because colorism is a hole in the goal, and self-hate be like a slave ship on 24. So how you pimp this ride? Well, I got an idea. You rebel with the spirit of Amistad, Nat Turner, and Papa Dodd. Kill the captain, kill the crew, the reverse course. Go back home, because that's how it should be. But not before we take a pit stop and throw Candace Owens overboard. Now that's some wet ass pussy. Po' boys. Po' boys. You can follow me at Spoken Words 92 on Instagram. But the platform is called Po' Boys and Poets. And we have shows at the Copper Branch every second. And I'm the host, and they know that better than me. It's crazy. All right, bet. Thank y'all.
That's the incomparable Spoke, yeah. I remember exactly. It was 3 years ago. It'll be 3 years December. You got a critics pick in the scene, and rightly so. Oh. Y'all, it's about that time. And by about, I mean exactly. So I think you might, I think some of you might be familiar with our feature. Before I do that, I know we'll probably be edging out right after this. So what I want to say is one more time for all our open micers and yourselves, poetry enthusiasts. We count on you. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Thanks again to the crew of Portland Brew East. They stay open late just for us. Show them your love. If you got some love, and we'll spread that around to Brandon and to them too. You can drop it in there. And you can follow us on the socials. The Poetry and the Brew. Hey, I'm glad you're here. Y'all, this is Brandon Long. Woo! He's a spoken word artist who enjoys performing, as you may have noticed, at open mics all across Middle Tennessee. He is clumsy and optimistic, so he says, and loves any and all cats. Brandon's style is energetic and animated. That is true. He is a member of the Prodigal Poets Poetry Club. And as it happens, a judge of the Tomato Art Fest Haiku Contest. A truly tremendous performer. Please welcome now and thank you so much, Brandon Long.
Thank you so much. I'm a feature, everybody! Yeah! Great. I'm gonna get a little bit more tallness on this real quick. Sorry, I should have started smoking earlier. I wouldn't have been so tall. So yeah, man. I loved everybody on the open mic. Man, y'all have no idea how hard it was not to jump up here right after Billy H. We've been doing that 1-2 punch thing for so long. I'm definitely the Robin to his Batman, and so yeah. All right, man. I guess let's just jump right into it, guys. This first one is one I like to lead with. This poem is called Easy for You to Say. Will to live, will to work, will the beast? Let's go! Capitalism away! A birdman takes his energies from the rays of the sun. Wage slavery, indifference initiated. Hunger and lust not satiated. Grateful for all the nothing, thanks. Please, but no thank you. Spank you very much. Torture you later. Where has all the money gone? What the dope kind of hope am I on? Sweat of my brow waters flowers and gardens I may not tread upon. I've said enough rough translations of uneven stations. Now get thee gone, thou shalt die the death. Shout down the comeuppance with your dying breath. It's sobering, I know, but drunkenness blesses only the blind and deaf. Once I've done what's right, you'll take what's left. I brought my own black cloud, I don't need yours. When it rains, it pours. Of course, a chorus, abhorring my cause. Thunder clap, my only applause. My festival of death wrestles the rest of your breath from your lungs like a love song unsung or youth wasted on the young. I say yesterday's wasted on the old. Try to make a specious argument and see how far you get. 401ks down the tube. Fallopian dystopian nightmare. Why bear your own weight? Just crumble like humble sewer grates. Suck down the refuse. Refuse to lose the best you. Choose to bruise your own heel. Shake the dust from your feet. Or just fucking wear shoes. What do you got to lose? Your soul? Mine too. I'll pass you like an ethereal deer in the headlights. A bald serial killer says cheerio to his headlights. I'm like a flexin' Mexican testing the rest of the fencing, sensing pensively for when to flee. Good luck, but bad timing. You'll find no sympathy, because rich kids don't simp for free. You're just another heathen, breathing and seething for no reason, believing in no sleaze and easing out of season. You want reciprocity? What's the cost gonna be? You better own your own gnome and have a lot of travelocity. Is that hypocrisy? That costume may be awesome, but he's costing me my next shot at being in the glossary. If you need sporting goods, quick, don't Google search dicks without the apostrophe. I'm on top of the end of the world, the bastardization of a hazardous nation. I'm impatiently waiting, ungratefully hating. Commodification of animals, robbing the lactation to make animals. Yogurt, go-gurt, don't hurt, long as it's homogeneous. Pasteurize the pastor's eyes, he won't skirt around his own mean genius. What do you call a contractual agreement that's unbashful and vehement? Why, epistemic, epidemic, epidemiology, on call at the college oncology, hauling knowledge for fallen honorees, balling and crawling on her knees. It's appalling me, all of me, our solemn pollinators, the bumblebee's humble needs. Disgruntled bees finally freed from human greed in the apiary, raping nature. It's barely scary to us. Nary a hair on our head's been touched. Having our plastic wrap crap's a must. All that fuss, don't mean to cuss, but what the fuck? I write all my shit in Braille, like goosebumps on your neck, useless euphemisms doomed to fail, like what the heck? Hell's more like it. Rotella can't tell if Shell's selling sore psychics. Oil prices boiled the crisis. What's nice is I'm twice as priceless any way you slice this, because I'm nice to ISIS. What if the earth was vegan and didn't eat humans? No more funerals, no more tombstones engraved with Roman numerals, no more rest in peace, but rather live in peace. I hope that leads. Thanks, guys. So, yeah, man, I'm super stoked. This is awesome. Glad I got my club here. Political Poets is here with me. Thanks for everybody coming out. So, yeah, man, I'm kind of new at this. Been doing this like a little over a year. It was like, I think June of last year was the first time I performed at Poetry in the Borough. And I started writing like a few months before that. And it's kind of fortuitous. And the way it happened was kind of like the Lord works in mysterious ways type thing for me at a point in my life. I really needed something positive in my life. Series of funny coincidences, one thing bumped into another, and I wound up being a spoken word artist. I didn't even know that was a thing before recently, and fucking here I am, man. But it's the best thing in my life, and I love doing this, and I love this art form. I love being here with y'all at this reading, and all of them, and the whole thing is just the best thing ever. So yeah. Let's do this next one. This poem is a love poem, and it's called In Bloom. You are in bloom in the field just across from me, blossoming awesomely, high gloss, wind tossed, rose petals soaking in the sun. I thank God for photosynthesis. What a sin this is to be the only one. But how fortuitous for the two of us that hearts can be pollinated and Cupid is a bumblebee. Stupidly, I fumbled these purple petals of mine instead of putting them on a pedestal with the rest of the meadow's most fine flora. I adore a violet in the next glade over, and I can't ignore her. The goddamn bumblebee. When I stumble, beware that he's there to humble me. I jerk the rug out from under me, erode the earth from beneath my feet. And so I pine from afar for my fair blossom, my flower, lighter than air, the awesome power of love, seemingly not yet come to the opening hour. I know you're only in the next field over. Attempt to uproot myself and crawl through the clover. A fairer flower I've never detected. In all my daydreams, I never expected to be almost blessed, but then have growth arrested. I never rested, nor cease flourishing, searching for soil so nourishing to put down roots and finally grow. And now I've found my sunflower, moon flare, star glow. And so, call it fated to be or coincidence, the wind gifted me the scent of the sweetest blossom spring ever sprung. My chrysanthemum. I no longer sing the anthem of numb, but hum hymns of love that reign above all else and over everything. Is this my first spring? I am but a fickle annual in need of a manual for a man or animal, because I am both. And yes, a flower. Because we all bloom sensually and are doomed to push up daisies eventually. But the ways we hurt feel perennial. Not any old thing will do. Many will lose the feeling too. Only a flower can know a poet's type of love. Only two blossoms blooming in unison, choosing to use the noon of their lives to love to the fullest measure. Pleasure is fleeting, but two hearts beating as one with roots intertwined cannot be maligned. Vines twisted together so tight no thorns can grow. There's only one way to go, and that's up. Forget breaching the soil, we'll reach the forest canopy. A panoply of plants to please, but we chance to breeze by each other. Oh, can it be that romance and ease advance and not be smothered? Yes. Vibrant buds to greet this new day. New spring, not afraid, alive. Every flower is a poet, and every poet a flower. Bloom. Thanks, you guys. So I'm gonna do this one. This is one of the few I have that's like a little bit slower. Oh yeah, the fun thing about this is I've been called several times Dr. Seuss for doing this one, so I'm just like, fuck yeah, I'll take that any day, man. Get on with your Seuss on. I'm about it. This poem is called Saturday. That Saturday never had a badder day. Black catter day. Walk under a ladder day. Mirror glass shatter day. Mad Hatter Day, Black Adder Day, black skies, lightning, thunder, thighs, exciting, my wonder whys, raindrops go pitter patter day. I believe I'd prefer the former or the latter day. Stuck in traffic with a full bladder day, bed wetter day, bed header day. To be a bed wetter with bed head is a red letter day. A love letter sentiment is dead before the letterhead is even read. Day just can't get a header day. Is there room in the week for a better day? This next one is kind of one of my personal favorites. This one also is a love poem, but it's also sort of a lament as well. It's about a personal experience, so yeah. It's called You Make Me Nervous. You make me nervous. From the second I saw you, I was in awe. You dropped jaws. You deserve applause. You are the cause of my arrhythmia. I wish you were with me, but I'm too taciturn. I crash and burn, face plant, fall on my sword, looking forward to the backlash. By happenstance, I had a chance, but now my bubble is bursting. And here's the worst thing. At first I I think you're perfect. The kind I could worship. You make me nervous. What's worse is I can't reverse this, correct course, or avert this. You're causing sweat stains in my shirt, and I pause, I'm in pain, I can't flirt, and I'm cursed with wayward words, and you make me nervous. Conversations for the birds, man. My default state is embarrassed. I wear it well. I can't bear to tell you what I want to say. I try not to objectify you into the angel you are. I've gone too far, coming undone at the seams till I'm threadbare, head full of hot air, not fair. A buyer beware, this man is defective, selective, terrified of attention, been rejected and dejected more times than I care to mention. I'm drowning in my own perspiration, down on myself for waiting, too long to speak, my knees go weak, I can't function. I better go ask Forrest for some gumption, cause you make me nervous. I've only got a moment with you, one brief introduction. I'd like to take this opportunity to rip my heart out of my chest and put it in your hands, write you 1,000 love poems, get lost in your eyes forever, give myself to you, cut off my ear and nail it to you, walk 1,000 miles for you without water in a blazing hot desert populated with scorpions and nightmares, lasso the moon for you, make the sun smile for you, realign the constellations for you, dry up the Jordan, Tigris, and Euphrates for you, skip to my Lou through Hades for you, and maybe squeak out a, "Hi, I'm Brandon," and not look nervous. Wow, time flies when you're up here. I can't believe it's already been that long. I'm already at my last poem, but all right, that's good. So I'm gonna do this last one. This is my first one. This is the first poem, one of the first poems I ever wrote, the first one that I ever performed. And I like to do it, man, more and more. It just makes me remember, like, since I've started, so much good stuff has happened, and so much more good stuff to come, man. So, yeah. Anyways, this poem is called Roman. I'm out here roaming, trying to cross this divide. Inside my mind, unwind in the wind, roll them down, take it in, toke it up, broke as fuck, I say, what's up? You can't woke the dead. They're already buried. Better try next year. Gerrymandered and gay married. Televised live, hive mind, prime time, open your eyes. It's 1984. George Orwell at your front door. No longer a myth, and you're Winston Smith. It's a brave new world, just like Aldous Huxley. Take the soma, join the orgy, say, oh well, just fuck me. Mishmash, mash up, opaque, glassable. Unpassable, glass half full. Don't be a pessimist. Just celebrate the Festivus with the rest of us. Don't miss, decompress, no distress, disinterest. I detest the contest, bomb fest, unrest, a protest. Go get a riot, on fire in the night, a live wire for hire, plant a pallet of bricks in the crowd, slam a mallet for Vixen, cry out loud, police cruisers cruising, cracking skulls, void and null, never dull, never a dull night. Welcome to 2020, maybe better 21. Don't you know who sent me? God put me here to spread the good news, wailing at the walls like Hasidic Jews with long hair and bomb wear, black hats in the heat, bobbing heads with dread swaying to the beat. Don't get caught slipping. Don't open the door, Mom. I'm in here gripping. I'm on meat, what I'm supposed to do. I'm 12 years old out here in the heat. Don't defeat. To be meek doesn't mean to be weak. In fact, it means carry a sword, but don't use it every week. Don't dip your beak in company ink. You stink and reek like moldy floorboards when you're trying to sneak out of your mother's house, betrayed by your brother's grouse outside trying to catch a mouse. So run, bail out the window, fall, don't break your neck, all hail, it ain't no sin though. Run through the jungle like Creedence Clearwater. Buns you want to bungle belong to the preacher's daughter. Incredible edibles are unforgettable. My goose is cooked and my whistle is wettable. You look at me when I call, it's THC tetrahydrocannabinol. Wax, dab, shatter, brain splattered. If you don't mind, it really don't matter. Breathe it in, toke it up, broke as hell, dope as fuck. Help me get home. Freely I roam. I got that green moss, but I ain't no rolling stone. Wrong side of the tracks, looking back, heart attack, catch me at the quick sack. Hell of a name for someone not in the game. What a shame, I blame the culture. What a bunch of fucking vultures. Using, abusing, misconstrued, attitude, self-imbued with their own power. Sour, dour, stinking, take a shower. Wash off that filth like a MILF with too many lovers. Change the covers and the sheets. Hell, the whole bed, the whole house reeks. Rick and Morty well over 40? It's Mr. Meeseeks. A confrontational information hole. A distasteful waste dump. Making fake news. Biden's hiding fresh outtakes from Donald Trump. China virus, Kung flu, China plague. It's called COVID-19. Mr. President, don't be so vague. Snatch up another Big Mac and while you're at it, have a fucking turkey leg. A crybaby girl that murdered the whole world with lazy curls and a well-worded soul unfurled. She sings with the birds and plays with the squirrels. Now comes our end. We've no more deferrals. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, man. Y'all are the best. Like I say, thank you, Christine, for having me. Thank you, everybody who came. Like, I honestly, sincerely am honored and just like overjoyed to being able to be here and feature for y'all. And if you'd like to follow me on Instagram, belong6669, BLONG6669. Follow my club, Prodigal Poets, on all platforms at Prodigal Poets. We do this all the time, as much as we can. So if you like this, man, come on with us. So thank y'all. God bless.
Let's hear it for Brandon Long. Y'all have a great night. I hope we see you next month, second Saturday of every month in this space. Thank you again.
I remember one night you were here and like I was very proud of myself. Yes, I'm really glad they came back because I feel better this time. Like I was going to for y'all like when you were here and my playing was like so bad. Yeah, but the stage fright. Yeah, that's true. I'm so happy to be good. Yeah. I think I'll pass around more business cards.
I was actually going to ask everybody if they want to go out to drinks. I was going to try I've never been there. I just said that because that's where we went last time, and I'm not sure we've never been there. It's like an old Victorian house with a bunch of outdoor food and stuff. And they got pizza and beer and drinks. We went there after this. I like you didn't have a very big hip-hop bars or anything like that. That was the best one when you were dressed up. And I I'm just happy I didn't walk a single word. That was my worst fear.